Hi, I'm Raj. I'm originally from Matale, central Sri Lanka. My memories about 1983 is quite horrific. My father and mother were well-known people in Matale, quite affluent family. We studied in Sinhala, so we all spoke Sinhala, and we were told pretty much we were part of the community. Anyway, on my memory was my father passed away in 1982. My mother was recovering from it. He passed away only 49 years his age was. So my mother was recovering from it. So when we heard about riots in Colombo on the 26th of July, my mother and I had an auntie who lost her husband, and she was living with us as well. And my younger brother, and my mother, auntie's daughter, my little sister, we were all in the house, and my mother said something happening, and all the ladies have to move to a safer area. This was on the 26th, and we could see Matale was getting uneasy a bit. Matale itself, if you see that Sinhala Balamandale was formed, and the racism very open during that time towards Tamils. I studied in a prominent school in Kandy and happened to come and study in Matale in a prominent school after my father's death. Racism was very open towards me. I couldn't study, literally. I was a very good student when I was studying in Kandy with high grades those days. And when I came to Matale, the Sinhala medium was so bad. I was the only Tamil guy in the entire division. They gave me such a hard time. So I realized that Matale was not very communal friendly. That's the first time I felt I was a Tamil. Anyway, my mother and my auntie and my cousins all actually happened to displace to a different place, to one of our aunties who was half Tamil. So they were pretty much safe place for them to go and stay. So they went to that auntie's house. My younger brother and myself, we were in the house that time. But after about a few hours, my little brother, so he was probably about 15 and I was 17, and we found that people were running everywhere, and this old man came and told us, who used to give milk to us, this is not a safe place to stay, we had to run. We didn't know why we were running or what is the issue, but anyway, we actually locked the door, and we also went to that auntie's house. So soon as we went there, they realized it was not even safe for us to go because we were full-blood Tamils. They were half Tamils. So they told us to actually find elsewhere too. So my elder brother did have a friend not far from this auntie's place. So my younger brother and I went and stayed with them. My mother and the rest of them were in this auntie's house. One day passed, that is 27th, we heard that Matale temples have been attacked, and the Pillayar Koil, which was in Kohombilivela, I think, yeah, and it was actually burnt, and they desecrated the entire thing. We heard that. Then this uncle told it was not safe for us to stay there, and we were asked to go to a place called Udupihilla, where one of my father's former employees, he had a house and he was very close to us. So he took us to there, and I saw my mother and them also were picked up. So we all actually went to this place in Udupihilla. It was a remote Sinhala village, very wonderful people. They looked after us for 1 or 2 days. That is 27th, they looked after us very well. 28th morning, somehow we were told we can't actually stay there because the Sinhala mobs up there are actually getting ready to kill us. So these people asked us to walk. That is about 3 miles. That's about 5 kilometers from Matale town itself. They asked us to walk all the way to Matale. There was a refugee camp in Zaira College, and they asked to walk. My mother, my auntie, they were dressed up in Sinhala costume, that is Osiriya, and we were all asked to walk. And on the way, we saw that temple was damaged, and there's no help. We could see that we were actually walking with the Sinhala mobs. Had we actually got caught by then, we would have been killed. Anyway, luckily, this my brother's friend's dad, who was a very kind-hearted man, a Sinhala man, who actually brought a car. And they brought a car and bundled us into the car somehow and took us to Zaira College camp. While we were going to Zaira College camp, either side of the road, there were so many buildings burning. Unbelievable. All the Tamil buildings were burning, left, right, and center. And my mother was crying, my auntie was crying, and we didn't know what to do. We just went. And when we were in the car, that was on the 28th, that was my 18th birthday. So my mother wished me a very happy birthday. That was horrendous, horrible birthday I ever had in my life. So we were all in the refugee camp. So when we went to the refugee camp also, the issue was, because we were actually pretty much Sinhalized people, the treatment wasn't that great, because Sinhala speaking family, and although my parents are Tamil, as you know, we grew up in the south, the treatment wasn't that great. The Tamil people are a little bit hostile towards us too. But anyway, because my mother had quite a bit of influence, it was all a little bit settled. So on the 28th, we are in the refugee camp. Then we heard our house. Our house, if you see in Matale, it was one of the biggest houses, massive, beautiful piece of architecture. And we heard that house was burnt. And they took everything. We didn't have anything to wear because we never thought our house is going to be burnt. So we never took anything. We were just wearing our own clothes, only that single pair of clothes. That's all we had. And we lost the biggest position we had in our lives on the 28th. That was my birthday. Then we were in the refugee camp for many days. Luckily, we had very good Muslim friends. They were excellent people who actually came to our help. I always feel a big gratitude to the Muslim community who spoke our language, and also people talk so many things about various things about them too, but for us they were the saviors who gave us a place to stay, gave us food, and until we recovered. 83 was a changing thing for our lives, purely because after that I couldn't go to school. I was supposed to do my HSC. I was scared to go. Advanced level, actually. We were supposed to do it. I was scared to go. I had good friends, Sinhala friends, who actually supported me, gave me books because I didn't have anything to study. I still don't forget those gratitudes, what they've done to me. I still keep in touch with them and help them whenever I can. But that actually changed my entire life. We were uprooted from Matale after that. We had to decide to go elsewhere, and our lives changed. What I know is in Matale, it was well-planned, orchestrated attack by Sinhala Bala Mandale itself. Because what happened in Colombo, what happened in Matale was completely different. This was targeted attacks. Colombo, it was random attacks. Here, they actually had the voters list. And they went house by house and they ensured that all the houses were destroyed. Every house. Our temples were destroyed. Our culture was destroyed. Our community was desecrated. And that was a very, very horrible experience we have. And every time I visit Matale now, those memories come back. And it is a very painful memory every time I see that place. The Tamil community after that had to rebuild their lives. I can see that Tamil community has resilient. They come back, but what they did to us will hang around my life forever.